So we're we're incorporated in the U.S., but our main market is in the Philippines, and started by Filipino co-founders. And our goal really is how to make the credit invisible visible in all emerging markets through financial services, starting with buy now, pay later. The story started about 13 years ago, where me and my co-founder Kevin were presidents of the Stanford Filipino Graduate Student Association. Kevin was in the machine learning PhD. I was in MBA, and we got all the Filipino graduate students together for regular dinners. And we always thought, like, how can we use our talent and our knowledge and our skills to potentially make a dent in our home country of the Philippines and broader Southeast Asia. We went to kind of different paths. So Kevin went to a startup called Bump. 150 million downloads later, got acquired by Google. He's been in Google in the AI machine learning team for like 6-7 years. I ended up going to the BD side. So I was in Cisco, VMware, EMC. I was in the head of innovation for Smart, which is the largest prepaid telco in the Philippines. And I was past 4 years, I was in the tech side of Wall Street at hedge fund Bridgewater, and managing director at Charles Schwab. And in mid 2019, Kevin said, I'm going to leave Google. Why don't we do something together? We've been thinking about this for many, many years. And they said, let's go do it. And really, how do we disrupt financial services in emerging markets through data and strategic partnership in particular? Right. So the burning question we had in mind when we started the company is, how can we democratize financial service to billions of what we call as high potential dreamers excluded from formal financial services, right? So for example, Maria here, Kevin talked to him about 2 years ago, and she owns a kind of corner shop in the Philippines. And her dream at some point in her life is to be a department store owner in Singapore. So despite the fact that, let's say, at some point, she's still kind of struggling how to actually create working capital for her small store in the Philippines, her dream is big, and she works a lot in order for actually her dream to come true. Right. But in the Philippines, which is very analogous to a lot of emerging countries in Southeast Asia, even with a large population, like 110 million people, 98% do not have credit cards, and only about 20 to 25% are covered by the National Credit Bureau. So the really key here is, can we unlock financial services for more credit invisible folks in the Philippines first, right? So that's really the thought process here. And one thing we thought about is, like, where does data lie in most emerging markets if the credit bureau doesn't really exist, or it's not as strong, right? We realized that there is untapped data sources, alternative data sources in many different parts, especially in the retail and telco ecosystem, right? So how do we then translate retail loyalty and purchase history and other types of alternative data into credit history, right? So that's really the key here is, how can we really use machine learning data and partnerships in order to unlock the financial service ecosystem of the markets that we end up entering, right? And we got inspiration from large, buy now, pay laters in other parts of the world, like in Australia, in the US, which have a total market cap probably now of close to $100 billion for just 4 companies. And emerging markets, though, it's hard to just port the more developed country into, let's say, the Philippines, because first of all, there's no data in order to credit score, and merchants don't really have very mature tech teams. So that's the case. We actually have built our own proprietary credit scores, and we can use the Plantina system, the buy now pay later system, even if merchants do not have mature tech teams, right? And we use that via voucher codes, closed loop Star Credit, e-wallets, and basically the current infrastructure of the retailer. We work with them, and our system's very flexible, right? So the key really here is, how can we make a pay later service so that customers who do not have credit cards can now buy their everyday essential goods and e-commerce, right? And buy now, pay later in general actually is a booming industry. I think in Southeast Asia, there's different types of estimates, but in broader Southeast Asia alone, and I kind of looked at just Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, it's probably at a $15 to $20 billion pay later market already. And in the Philippines, I think it's about $4 or $5 billion. So even if you go to like just a few verticals, we can already create a multi-$100 million revenue business just in one country. But obviously our aspiration is to be pan Southeast Asia, right? So what makes us different is that we really look at the customer and how can we empower them to kind of gamify financial education. So we start first a financial literacy quiz. We have an all digital verification onboarding process at approval. From application, actually from download to loan is about 10 minutes or so. Loans dispersed are non-cash, electronic credit, and then we really gamify credit building, right? So this is how the Plantina app looks like. It's kind of like an e-commerce, kind of like a marketplace experience where you have all the different brands, and then people can then kind of shop for their buy now pay later offer. And we do it either for fixed amount, like specific numbers, like 100 pesos, or specific SKUs like a hydro flask or a red ribbon cake. Right. So it's a very simple customer journey. Our customer just downloads the app, gets a text message and say, you're pre-approved for a Plantina, Plantina loan. They download the app. They then basically fill out the basic KYC information. When they get approved, they already get exposed those screens that you saw a while ago. And then it's very simple. They click on it, they approve, and it's basically say, I want a loan. And then they end up getting a loan disbursement directly, for example, in this case, a 7-Eleven wallet. So they can exchange the 7-Eleven credit for goods and services in 7-Eleven. And then at some point in either 14, 30, or 60 days, they pay us through 7-Eleven and the popular wallets like GCash or Grab, right? So I think the key really here is not just about the lending side, but actually also the credit building side. So even with the, let's say, 100 pesos or even 1,000 pesos, right? From $2 to $20, people can already build their formal credit history since we're linked up with the formal National Credit Bureau of the Philippines with our own innovation. And we've launched already so far with about 20 national scale brands. These are about at least $100 million revenue brands, but you're already familiar with a number of them: 7-Eleven, Smart, Agoda, Lazada, National Bookstore, etc. Right? And one thing that we're proud of is really we achieved success in our first market in the Philippines, really through co-marketing and having a very good strategic partnerships with our merchant partners, right? Which we're proud of. And the goal really here is how do we get someone based on their life stage from taking small everyday purchase loans like bookstores or groceries, and then level them up to actually do more discretionary loans like e-commerce, airlines, travel, utilities, right? And that's something that we really envision, is that as people grow in their income, in their sophistication in financial services, how do we make sure that we are giving them, higher amounts? And we're pretty lucky that just in the past year since we launched, after getting our lending license, we've been growing at least 15 to 40% month on month. We're about 200,000 downloads, 100,000 accounts, 20,000 borrowers right now. And I think we're one of the fastest growing fintechs, at least in the Philippines right now. And then, BNPL is just our first financial service. As we expand more financial services to this specific emerging middle class that we're really focusing on, these high potential dreamers, as I mentioned in the beginning. And we're pretty lucky. We have an all-star cast of investors. We raised over $5.7 million between a pre-seed and seed from global VCs such as 500 Techstars, GFC, TMV, Goodwater, Amino, and a number of super angels that are regional as well. And obviously, we're looking to raise our next round of funding, Series A, for product and geo expansion. So definitely we're in ASEAN. So I'm looking forward for either investors or partners as we go into other markets. So our next market already is actually Vietnam. So we're planning to launch in Vietnam in a few weeks with our strong country leadership with Stephen Lee, who used to be CFO at Pharmacity and Big C. And we have now about 30, actually close to 40 people already between US, Philippines, and Vietnam. So really to wrap up, financial access is a privilege, is basic expectation to most of us. It's a privilege that a lot of us don't necessarily think about, but it's something I think we can unlock together for billions in emerging markets if we believe in technology, data, machine learning, and strategic partnerships. Thank you so much, and looking forward to more collaboration together.